Good morning, Flosstube. It is the 4th of July. To those who celebrate 4th of July, happy 4th of July. I'm in Australia, so it's not a thing here. To my few watchers, welcome back. This is take number 2. I recorded it the other night, and it was a lovely recording, but we had sound issues. I think it might have been where I had my tablet set up. There was a bit of reverb, and I watched 32 seconds of it and went, nope, delete. So attempt number 2. So it is, as I said, Sunday, 4th of July. We've had another month of WIPGO. I have made it through 6 months of WIPGO and completed every goal. I'm using WIPGO to touch every single piece of almost every whip, and a couple of them will get touch every whip. No, they all fit in, and a couple of them get touched twice. What has changed this month is not only am I doing WIPGO, but I have started watching, oh, now my memory's gone. Let me just get my subscriptions up. I have started watching subscriptions. I've started watching a few more YouTubers, Flosstubers I should say. Not watching a whole lot yet. I've been off the grid for a little bit, so getting back into it. It's not that one, not that one, not that one. Crossed by Floss. I really enjoy her Flosstubes. Her mania stitching was a mirror mania, and I am going to flag that as a next year thing. I love that idea. I have a lot of mirrors or mirabilias and Nora Corbett's that I would like to either make progress on or actually complete or start. And there's a few I want to purchase. I've just noticed that I missed one of the releases, seeing one of the releases, and I really, really love it. And it's like, okay, we need to maybe try and start doing a few more of them. I have been a little addicted to full coverage. Still love it. I love all my pieces. I think I've only retired 2 whips in my stitching lifespan, I suppose you could call it, the lifespan of my hobby so far. One was a mirror, and I may restart that one. It was a Mirabilia Mermaid of Pearls, and it was an old pattern, and I don't know whether it was the symbols were still quite handwritten looking and italic, and I found it quite hard to read. Since doing it and stitching it, I've since converted to scanning them in and using my tablet through Notability. It's just a basic annotation program, and I am thinking of scanning it and doing a restart. It could also be the fact that I was doing a dark linen, and I've noticed that when my linens are dark, not so much bright but dark, I am really not enjoying stitching on them. And there was also quite a few mistakes I found, and because it was dark and the coverage wasn't great, and I just lost the joy. So I'm thinking I might do her as a restart. And the other pattern that I have decided I'm just not feeling the love, and again it's on a dark fabric, is my Quakeable, and it came up in my whips, and I don't think I did 20 stitches on it, and I just did not enjoy it at all. So I've put it aside, and I'm not going to stress about it. I may come back and do it again at another stage, but they're just put aside, and they're not a current whip, and they will just sit there until maybe I decide to feel the love. So I have been crazy busy, and why I went off on a tangent there. Why I was talking about the mirror mania is the fact that she has started, and I'm sure it's a thing out there already because I've done a bit of searching myself, is Mirror Mondays. And I have started to include that into my monthly cycle of things. And so I have been stitching on my WIPGOs, and I have started doing Mirror Mondays. I'm doing Mirror and Nora Corbett Mondays. Same designer, and I just bundle it all in together because they're still mirrors. They're just tiny mirrors. I know Mirabilia is the design name that is copyrighted by WIPGO. Please no hate messages. But to me, as a stitcher and as a fan of Nora Corbett, they are one and the same. And they are all very gorgeous. So, as you would have seen by the intro, because I'm getting into this, and as one of my bigger projects, my bigger craft projects and housekeeping projects is getting my craft room organized, sorted, going through everything. Oh my God, I have a lot of everything because I like to touch on things, and it's all still cross-stitch related. So all my sewing, all my, pretty much all my photo journaling, it's all cross-stitch related. I have a lot of stuff. And even my cross stitches, I have moved a lot lately and have been in transit and have been in Hub, and my cross stitches were really just shoved in bags. So I originally made up some bags, excuse me. Sorry, just some basic zipper bags like this, project bags like this, in line fully, and there is a lot of sewing, a lot of fiddling, and they're lovely, and I will still use them for different projects and different things, but I found that I couldn't remember where things were, couldn't remember what was in them, and I'd open them up and surprise, surprise, there'd be 2 or 3 projects in it because I'd taken it away somewhere. So I love this, love them, love the fabrics, love how they turned out. They're great. I will still use them for different things, but I have I discovered a new YouTube, and it is Jenn Crafts. I think it is. Yeah, Jenn Crafts, Jenn Crafts, and she has got a tutorial on making project bags with the plastic vinyl insert, and it is honestly 4 pieces of fabric, 1 piece of vinyl, 1 zipper, and some interfacing or pelham, whatever you wish to use. And it is 4 seams total. And it is so easy, and they are so beautiful, and the only rough edge within the whole pattern is your zipper edge, which it doesn't matter because it doesn't fray. And they are beautiful, and they're so simple, and they're so quick, and they're so much fun to create. And I have been using my stash. So I have used up, I've stopped at the moment. I've used up my stash of my vinyl, and I have yet to get to Bundaberg to get some more, because I do need more bags, and I also need more zippers, more appropriately sized zippers. I've used up quite a few, as you'll see, because I will show all my bags. So I've had a stash of these fabrics, and I'll buy pretty fabrics whenever I see them. Because I've been making fabric covered boxes, which I think I've shown you. If not, and if you can't remember, comment below and let me know, and if you'd like to see them I will show you them. And I have been using my stockpile of hand dyed fabrics. Again, I've been doing the hand dyed fabrics for my boxes to do them as linings. At one stage I bought a whole heap of it. I bought a whole heap of prepared for dyeing fabric and some bamboo fabric because I was experimenting with going into the fabric dyeing and selling fabric dyeing fabric and hand dyed fabric and dyeing my own cross stitch fabric. And I really enjoyed the process, but I never really got out there as a business, and I just enjoy doing it for myself, to be honest. I don't want to make something that I enjoy work. I work full time, so I don't have a lot of time, and the time I do have, I want to spend it on my stuff, not stuff for other people. Sorry, peeps. I know it's a little bit selfish, but I really don't get that much time to myself, so that's that. But I had this stockpile of test pieces, sample pieces, where I've tested colours, because I tested on cotton first before I'll go and hand dye my cross stitch fabric, because in Australia it is bloody expensive and it's hard to come by. And so I've got all these test pieces and of different sizes, because I just whack off a piece and dye it. And yeah, so I have been using them, and surprisingly they have been working with my prints. So I've got a few. So this was one. So this has what's this one supposed to have in it? It is supposed to have Josephine wool in this one. My Josephine wool, which I worked on last month. I will show you her in a moment. So I've made 3 sizes. So this is the small size on Jenn's tutorial, and it's 7 by 11. Just bear with me. Yes, 7 by 11. So I've made a few of them, and then I had some little pieces of the vinyl left over, and I worked the pattern down and made some little bags. And I think these are going to be perfect for holding my Rainbow Gallery. No, sorry, they're not Rainbow Gallery, are they? Is it Rainbow Gallery? Yes, it's Rainbow Gallery. Oh, yeah. Rainbow Gallery threads, my whispers, all my different petite treasure bags. I have a lot of them because, well, the white one is from all the little tails on Nora's reindeers, which I have finally finished. And they are all gifted to Mum and hanging on her wall every Christmas. And then the treasure braids are all for my chatelaines. So, and a couple of them use a lot of the treasure braids. So that's what so they're the little ones, and they're 6 by 6. I think, yeah, they've ended up being 6 by 6. And they are so cute. And I've used the same fabric, and I've been using up the scrap bits that I've used in other bags and stuff. And just, yeah. So that was pretty much used up all the last of my orange that I had from making that bag. That and these 2 little ones. I think I've got a little bit more of this fabric, but not much. And then the next size, so this is they were the 6 by 6s, back into the 7 by 11s. So I'm finding these are perfect because they hold 2 hanks of these Silks for You silk. So I'm using them for my long dot samplers. So that's the daisy wheel I was talking about last month. I love them for just doing monochrome. There's another daisy wheel in there. That is my fabric for Life After Death. I love this fabric. I'll show you in the bigger, on the bigger piece, on the bigger bag, because I've used this for a larger bag. And the bunnies are just beautiful. So this is the larger size. So this size is, sorry, I did know them and I have them written down somewhere. So it ends up being 13 by 10. And this holds my bigger pieces of fabrics. I haven't tried putting Q-snaps in them. I'm not one for storing my Q-snaps. I've got a few, but I don't have a lot and they get pricey. So I just, and Q-snaps are easy enough to switch around and click around. So I don't store my Q-snaps, my projects in the Q-snaps. Also, I don't want my pieces marked by the clips. Oh, this is one of the last bits of this fabric that I use, so it's a lighter version of the darker one. And because of the orientation of the fabric and the size of the zip I had, I actually changed the orientation so it goes this way. And I've been storing, you'll see her in a bit, my Nora Corbett Holly, and she is my, she's been my Monday. Actually, I'll put this one over here so I can put them away. My Monday stitch, my mirror Monday stitch. So then I've got a whole heap more, and I do want to make, I've got so many whips that I need to make, keep making more. So this just quickly is, so this is Pomerium. That's all I've started, so you're getting a bit of a whip parade as I go. This is Victorian Garden, my chatelaine called, my other chatelaine, Victorian Garden. It's one I've done a lot more on, and how could I not put it in that fabric? This is Ihave Melita. I haven't got rods for putting all my Hades onto quantum frames and then storing them on the rods. I have found an Australian, she's actually, I think she's actually in Queensland. I think she's based in Kedron in Brisbane. It's a provider of quantum frames. Yay, shipping. If you order if your purchase is over so much, shipping is free. And I hope to get, I have ordered some more rods for her for making the 6 months. So hopefully I'll get those rods in the beginning of next week. It is really quite quick. So Hades are going in as well into bags. I mean, even though I'm buying within Australia, so I don't have to deal with the international shipping, the rods are still not cheap. So I've ordered, what did I order? I think I ordered an 80 and a 90 and a 70 or a 7 or a positive I've ordered, and I'll have to look it up. But anyway, they work out about between $80 through to $100 and something. You can get them. She has the really long ones too. I've bought the longest one you can get, hoping my ride of the yoke would fit on, but it doesn't. And I've got to mess around with trying to get it on a frame. And I tend to stitch the first page along with a Q-snap, because I like to work, my shoulders don't like me working up like this, stretched over my piece. I like to work down here, and I don't believe in wasting my very expensive fabric to allow for 5 inches of fabric I'm not going to stitch on, so that my starting piece is in a spot I like. So this is going to be my mermaid bag. At this point in time, I am thinking of having maybe one, with my Mirabilias, one mermaid, one lady, one fairy. I've got a little fairy to finish off. I've got a mermaid to finish off, and when I finish off the mermaid, which is Bluebeard's Princess, I wish to start on Gypsy Mermaid. This all may change though, because the new pattern I've seen is 2 mermaids, and I just really love it because it's really different. And yeah, plans may change. The mermaids are pretty quick to stitch though, so we'll see. We'll just see. I'm not holding myself to any plans. I am just trying to work on all my current WIPs at the present. So this is the big version of the rabbit fabric. Isn't it the most gorgeous rabbit fabric? I love him. He's just beautiful. And I love the pop of red the mushrooms add to it. So I bought this fabric because I am doing Alice and Snow White, Ihave. I've already worked on her, but here you go, seeing as I've got the picture here. So her. Oh, a bit glary. There we go. So I've already worked on her this year, but so she won't get touched for a little while. That's okay. And then, last but not least, and it won't be the last forever because, like I said, I have so many more WIPs and so many more bags to make, is this one. And this is, oh, so this is a kitted up one. I haven't started her yet. I should say these lovely girls yet. So this is Shakespeare's Fairies. I really love this design. I'll get it out a bit. So you can see the photo a bit better. Yeah, oh, that works better, doesn't it? I mean, I love their lanterns. I'm just not sure about this little green bit here, part of a dress, because it sort of blends in with her dress being green. So my brain says this should, I realise it's probably just supposed to be a cape or something, but she's not really wearing a cape anywhere else. It's just this green bit of swatch out the back. And I know it's probably to balance up the purples. But it makes this girl's dress a little bit ambiguous. But I love her wings. So I'm thinking I might just use these purples to do this. Or change her to a completely different colour. So I might change her dress to blue or something so it's not all purple. I love purple. Oh, I might do teal. Teal would be pretty. If you've got any ideas, let me know. This is the fabric I'm going to do it on. I'm showing you this because I asked you to let me know the colours. So this is a really, really old piece I've had. It is called Serendipity, and it is by, shoot, I can't think who it is. She was a really prolific fabric dyer. Absolutely beautiful fabric. I mean, This is, I don't know how she managed to get these gold colours in, and they do look gold, they just don't look like baby poo brown. And I've already done the queen. I bought this as a yard, and I've already done, was it a yard? Oh, a full, yeah, a yard full width. So I've already done the Queen Mermaid on her, on this, and she is over there. And I really want to do these lovely girls on it. And I've had this kitted up for a while because I also bought, of course I did, the bead pack. When I can get the bead packs, I buy them. It saves so much money, but I do end up with a huge stash of mill hills. So now I did have it so it fitted in. I'm pulling it out and working on it and talking about it. It's making me want to stitch it. But no, stick to plans. So that is one of the ways I have been pilling my month of June. Oops. And you've ended up getting a mini website. So there'll be more to come, and I'll give you another mini whip once I get some more bags made. I have to go to Bundaberg within the next fortnight, so I'll probably have some more bags next month for you. WIPGO, 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 WIPGO. Oh, excuse me, I'm going to have to move. So, just one quick thing while I'm on my project bags. If anyone knows, I've noticed there's a lot of people are doing gorgeous little zipper pulls with charms. If anyone knows where there is a tutorial out there on how to do it, because I've noticed that people are doing it with bits of ribbon. I've tried to get a close look and I can't really on the little bits of video that I have seen. I would love to know, even if someone does it, hasn't done a tutorial, and does one pretty please. Just a little one, just up close, showing you the quick methodology. I mean, it'd only be like a 5-minute snippet in your Flosstube. Pretty please. Because I've tried a few, where did I put it? I have tried a few attempts. Oh, I can hear it. So far, just a tiny bit of ribbon, but I would like to put charms because I do have some pretty bees. No, it wasn't this one, it was this one. So this was my last attempt, but I've ended up with this huge knot, which I don't like at all. Would love to know how everyone else does it. I mean, I've got some really cute charms, like I've got a little thimble, and I found some nice cheap faux Pandora beads at the $2 shop. And I've got a few of them, and I've got some lovely glass pearls and some other charms, but I just can't work out how to do them. So pretty please, I would love a tutorial. Now back to WIPGO. WIPGO June. So my June projects that were drawn were Josephine Wall, which is Ihave. The pattern is Dragon Charmer. I will insert, I hope if I have taken a photo, I can't remember if I have or not, of my starting point, I will insert it. I'm trying to get better at remembering to take that photo and also take it with my tablet so that I can easily insert it. I'm not that tech savvy and I am slowly learning. And when I can't work something out, I work a way around it. So this is where I got to. So my goal for my Josephine wall, because she's a Ihave, is 1,000 stitches. Now 1,000 stitches, and that's about the end of the piece there. So she's not a huge Ihave. I'll go back far enough. There we go. She goes to about down to there. I think it is. I've still got a bit of reading to do. I reached 25% of the pattern. That's the furthest within the percentage of a pattern. It's not the most I've ever stitched on a pattern. This is this is probably about 4 pages worth. I love Pattern Keeper because I tick off the grids for page about borders. A, it was confusing me, and B, adding stress to the whole process. And I just stitch to my heart's content and just watch the percentage. So I'm not a page finisher or getting a neat page. This is page, you know, I stitch a thread and I pick a colour that's in a confetti hole up here that I need to fill in, and I go from the highest and then stitch it down, stitch it down, stitch it down, and then change out once I finished that thread or stitched all the symbols in that colour, which has happened here, and I've had nowhere to finish them off. They just hang there until I come down to them. I go back to the next hole, you know, and just constantly bring down my confetti holes so that I end up with filled sections, and it is progressed, and you start to see filled in areas, and it's it's a combination of cross country and parking. So I don't cross country across the whole piece. I don't even cross country across the whole page. I just cross country until I finish that thread color. Then I go back to another thread color. This way I don't get bogged down. By choosing the next confetti hole, I'll call it confetti hole for lack of a term that I can come up with, a better term I should say. I don't even have to hum and ha about what colour will I stitch now, how far will it get me, how many stitches will I get done, which colour will give me the most, you know. I just pick the next hole in the confetti hole at the top, work my way down, and we go from there, and it is working for me, and I am finding that I don't get half as stressed or as bogged down. So that is Josephine Wall, so goal achieved for that one. And June was, now I don't know who the designer was, I got this pattern as a free pattern off Craftsy. This is my Zelda stained glass window. This one I haven't, oh, what's happened there? This one, she's beautiful. I am a gamer, so I love this. And she is just, she's very simple. And I'm using the same methodology. Pick a colour at the top, stitch it down. Pick a colour at the top, stitch it down. That's all I am doing. I am putting the lines in as I go. This time I've touched her, I have been filling in the holes. So there was a lot of spaces in here and empty spaces in here. So this time I got in and I got heaps done. I stitched all of that. I filled in her ear and I filled in her hair down here. I got in and finished off all of that there. One thing I'll say with this pattern is there's no overlapping shading, and I haven't even tried to put it into Pattern Keeper. Excuse me while I fold up in front of the camera. And so I just have it in my Notability. It's a simple pattern. I don't think I need it in Pattern Keeper, but the pattern isn't stitched together, if you understand what I mean, but there's no overlaps. So when you get to the corner of 4 pages, it becomes painful. It's the only word for it, really. Oh, excuse me. So that was my June stitching for WIPGO. So as mentioned earlier, I have started doing Mirror Mondays. And for Mirror Mondays, I have picked up my little Nora Corbett Holly Fairy. Here she is. Oh. And I have been stitching her wings. So she is gorgeous. She's only little. With this one, and so she's still to be called up on my WIPGO board. She's on my WIPGO board, but she's got quite a bit of a wing in there that needs to be stitched. I've also finished off stitching in her hair and her wreath. Do you call it a wreath around her head? I have been back stitching as I go. I've still got to do the back stitching in here yet though, but I wanted to get the wings in first. Started before I started back stitching her in here. I want to get her and Bluebeard's print. These are on my wish list to get finished this year. I want to get her. I want to get Bluebeard's Princess, which hasn't been called yet. She's fully cross-stitched and back-stitched. I just have to, or is she? I don't think I've fully back-stitched her. Can't remember, I haven't pulled her out yet. I haven't made a bag for her yet. I want to get her and Bluebeard's Princess done and completed this year. I also want to get my Teresa Wensler Storyteller done. They're my 3 I would like to get done, because Teresa Wensler Storyteller is my oldest WIP. Now I don't want it to get completed because there's a load of back stitching, specialty stitches and specialty stitches to go in. I just want it cross stitched by the end of this year, and then next year's goal is to get it finished. So I'm trying not to start too many new pieces. So far I have had one start, which was my Long Dog Sampler. Castles in the Air. And I've done some purchases and done some kitting up, but I haven't actually made any other starts this year, so I'm holding strong. But having said that, I've started watching Michelle Bendy Stitcher, and I really enjoy her videos. She's way more tech savvy than I, and it got mentioned on her Stitch Along the other night. The Witchy Stitcher Cryptid Cross-Stitch Cell. I've been wanting to attempt a cell for a long time, and this one has been the first one that I am curious about, although it's like a weekly release, I think, or weekly release, fortnightly release. Okay, so I reached a maximum recording length, something I didn't know I would have. So, but seeing as it stopped, I took an opportunity to look up the Cryptid Cell. So I've gone to the website. So the Cryptid Cell will feature 16 creatures, handpicked by the Witchy Stitcher and her team. The vibe of the piece is going to be Victorian Gothic cryptids. She's done a schedule with the last week of every month to be a catch-up week, as she doesn't want it to feel rushed or too stressful. Being the 4th of July, the pattern, it's on sale, so you can go and buy it. And instead of actually emailing, what's she done? So it says 30th of June, the pattern goes on, it goes on sale. You have 4 weeks to gather your supplies before the frame is released. If your supplies don't arrive in time, no sweat. The first cryptid release is not until September. So on the 1st of August, the frame will be released. Then on the 1st of September, the first cryptid will be released. And then the last week of every month is a week off so we can do catch up. And it goes through until till January. So it finishes in the last release is the 21st of January. It's 200 by 244 wide. So for me, that's not overly big because I do a lot of full coverage that are way bigger. So I am truly interested in this one, especially after going through and looking at her other patterns. And I really love, sorry if it's back to front, but I really love the font and the border. It is so cute. My birthday is Halloween. And sorry, I'm just she has shown another thing of the border. So it's not going to be huge. So there will be a little bit cute. And with my birthday being Halloween, and I read a lot of fantasy and science fiction, mostly I've been reading a lot of Patricia Briggs lately. So I am very, very tempted to hop on board with this one and give it a go as my first sell. And it's only $22 Canadian, which converts to what does it convert to? Aussie dollars. It's almost 1 for 1. So 22 Canadian dollars becomes $23.73 according to my Google. So that's bearable. She also has another really cute pattern for Baba Yaga, and because I've been reading the Mercedes Thompson's Patricia Briggs series from the beginning again, because I'd stopped at book 7 or 8 because I'd caught up, and then she didn't release anything for ages, and now she's released like another 5 or so. I've been binge reading her almost. I've been trying to pace myself, so I've been reading her her books sort of every other weekend, and I really love it. And she brings in Baba Yaga into a couple of the stories, and it's a little bit funny. So she's not a super funny writer, so she's not like Shelley Lawrenston. I really love Shelley Lawrenston's books because they're just absurd in a great way. Like just a sec, Matilda's up to something. Oh, okay. Matilda wasn't getting into anything. She's probably going to go down and become a nuisance because I've just had neighbours get visitors, and she wasn't up to mischief. I could just hear the neighbours' grandkids out on the driveway. So so it wasn't Matilda after all. So sorry, Matilda. She was sound asleep behind my chair. So watch this space to see if I cave. I think I'm going to cave. And then I'll have to hit up. I think I have to. Oh, do I? I might have fabric. We will see. We will see. We will see. But it calls for like 9 skeins of DMC. I have a cone of DMC. They refer to it on the Witchy Stitcher as the cone of doom. But I probably won't use that. I am thinking I might use, I can get black diamond. I haven't used diamond yet. Can I show you what I'm probably the last person to get on the diamond train. So this is DMC Diamond. It is their version of Krynic. They have not yet come up with all the colours that Krynic do. I've ordered a few because I really do want to try using it. I've got a Christmas bauble pattern I want to do. And I was thinking of doing it in a metallic. So I was thinking of giving it a go. Because you can, I'm pretty positive you can get black. I will hit up JK's website and I will order fabric, and I think I'll order some of that and in the black, and I think that'll make it lovely, big, black, sparkly. Oh, I'm getting excited. I think I'll definitely be signing up. Watch this space for that one. Now, July WIPGO. Gee, I am heading into a long video. So this month, excuse me, because she's still, oh, I sent everything flying. This month, I didn't actually have a Ihave drawn. Miracle of Miracles. Probably means I'm probably going to end up with a double Ihave somewhere along the line. But I don't care. So I had a mirror drawn. So this is actually my first attempt at converting colours. So this pattern is Mirabilia's Fairy, I say Idol, but I've heard it pronounced Idol. As an Australian, I am probably butchering it. I say Idol. And I am converting out the yellow dress because I'm really not a fan of yellow. I got so much yellow to stitch on Zelda in her hair, and while it gives her her lovely golden locks, it is still yellow. So I have switched it out to orange, and I am enjoying, actually I don't know what I'm enjoying more. It's stitching the orange, stitching on this fabric, because this is a piece of fabric I've dyed and it turned out amazing. And I have stitched in all of this orange here. I have stitched in all of this darker color here. So this is the edge of her dress, and then it comes up out here into the sheet on her bed. Now, as you would have seen in the original picture, that is pink, and it's a wishy-washy pink. I am actually thinking of converting it to purple. I think that'll be much prettier. And then you'll see on the frame up, there's some more yellow fabric. I'm thinking of changing that to purple as well. I think purple on this would be lovely. I used, what did I use? I can't remember. I've got splashes of purple in it to begin with, but it's mostly the greens. She just worked it. I just love this fabric. I just really, to me, I hit a home run on this one, on dyeing this fabric. I just love it. So that is what I've done so far in 4 days worth of stitching. So I've got 6 more days left, because my goal, so on both of these pieces I do 10 days worth of stitching. So 6 more days left of this one. I will continue to stitch my holly on my Mondays. And then when I get her finished, I think this will become my Monday mirror. I think. May change, we will see. No stress. I have got so many mirrors, and there's 2 mirrors I want to buy. The new Mermaid one that I've seen, and Gypsy Queen. I love her, just absolutely love her. And now that I've stitched those colours, which are also I believe are in Gypsy Queen, or similar anyway, I'm really, really wanting to do Gypsy Queen. Like really, really wanting to start her. It's not like I haven't got enough patterns already. So that's her. Now the second project, oops, she dropped. It is full coverage, but it won't be in the end, because I'm taking out a big chunk of the background up the top, because when you see this fabric you'll understand why. So it is called Judgement. It is something, I think she calls it a tarot. It is by Character Creations. She's in New Zealand. This is a really old pattern. I started it ages ago. I think this is like my first or second full coverage pattern I bought. It's the first full coverage pattern that's a non-Hade that I've bought. I'll insert the picture here. And then, so this is the fabric. I cannot remember what it is, but it is the most beautiful fabric to work on. Honestly, if I knew what the brand was, and I would just only buy this. It is just so lovely to stitch on. So I started in the center on this one. And when you've seen the picture, there's a big moon. So I plan to stitch the moon, and I plan to stitch it with Krynic or Diamond or something shiny and sparkly, and so the moon will glitter. And then leave off the background, because I don't want that yellow background. Why would I want that yellow background when I've got this as the most beautiful sky? So yeah, so that's going to be my attempt at dropping out some of the background on a pattern. So I hope to progress this one a bit further. It is not a pattern keeper pattern, so this will just be a 10-day one, and we'll see how we go on this one. Can't wait. I'm looking forward to it all. I'm just having so much fun working my WIPGOs, and I believe I have finally come to an end. I have yemmed your ear off. Thank you for watching. I apologize for the number of ums. You have a wonderful month ahead of yourselves. I will see you at the end of July / beginning of August with all my updates again. Please comment, provide feedback. I know my sound's not the greatest. There it is again. I have re-recorded this ending so many times, and this is going to be the final take. Have a wonderful month. Stay well, stay safe, and see you next month. Bye.